둘, 셋, 파! 안녕하세요. 방탄소년단입니다.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Bethany, and this is Standing BTS.
Yes!
Yes, welcome to another wonderful episode where we get to hang out for about an hour and just talk about BTS.
What a wonderful hour it is, too. But disclaimer, this is a comedy fangirl podcast. So that means that we're going to fangirl, laugh, and learn a little bit along the way.
Yep, that's right. This is an explicit podcast, though, so if you aren't cool with that, you can dip out now. We won't blame you.
Totally. But if you're down for some, wow, I love BTS so fucking much.
Or, damn, I've been gone for 2 weeks and so much has happened in the BTS universe.
Then you're in the right place. And you're right, so much has fucking happened.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks that we've been gone.
Yeah, 14 days.
14 days.
Yeah.
You were on your honeymoon. It was incredible, but we're excited to be back.
Yes.
And by the way, because of this occasion that we're back, we are together.
Yes.
So if the sound sounds a little different, it's because of that.
Yeah.
But
whenever we're together, it always sounds a little different.
Yeah.
But I love being together.
Me too, it's the best.
We get to bounce off each other better. Okay. So, in news, I guess, for BTS, we're going to try real quickly to just skim over these past 2 weeks. But BTS re-signed their contract with Big Hit for 7 more years.
Yes.
And, people have been trending on Twitter, hashtag 7 more years of BTS.
Still a year out from their first contract expiring, they signed this contract. So this is really interesting because it's uncommon for musicians or athletes under contract to re-sign that early. Negotiations like that usually take place 2 to 3 months before the contract is up. So that shows that BTS is happy with their company and that they're having all of their demands and needs met.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, a stipulation was that BTS gets to continue to have the majority role in writing, editing, and producing their music, as well as planning choreography and performances.
Yeah.
And so this shows that Big Hit has a lot of confidence in BTS as artists and creators, but also BTS is happy with where they're at.
Yeah.
So
Which is great, because we like to think that Big Hit, treats them well, so the fact that they signed another 7 years means that they're getting to do what they want. They're not, they work like crazy, but, they still feel like they're being treated well by them.
And 7 more fucking years.
Yeah!
At least 7 more years of BTS.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing. Okay. So another huge thing that happened that I kept seeing when I was even in Hawaii was BTS was awarded the Order of Cultural Merit. And that was at the 2018 Korean Pop Culture and Awards. It's awarded for outstanding meritorious services in the fields of culture and art in the interest of promoting the national culture and national development.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're the youngest recipients of this honor.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
When that happened, it took over Twitter for a few days, and it means a lot. And BTS, they spoke at it, and talked about how much it meant to them that they're able to share Korean culture with the world.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. So the next thing that happened was that Namjoon dropped Mono.
Yeah, this playlist. And I was really? He announced it.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days before it came out. And I was like, is it serious? It took me by surprise to begin with. But the fact that it was coming in 3 days. I just can't get over that they're on their world tour. And they did everything for their fake love. And then, coming out with Answer right after that.
Incredible.
They just never stop. They never stop. It's insane.
Yeah. So next week,
we're getting an Airplane Part 2.
Oh my god, yes, a Japanese version.
We're getting a Japanese version of Airplane Part 2.
With a music video.
Well, anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, we're doing an episode on Mono next week, a whole review of the playlist. Also, side note to that, currently right now, and probably when you guys are listening to this episode, we've probably hit 200 reviews on iTunes, which is fucking incredible. Seriously.
It went up so quick.
It's crazy.
It kind of had a moment there where it was just chilling, and then, it just started like escalating from there. I was like, what is happening? So many
seriously
reviews.
So many reviews, and our podcast is like so small, so
we
like
really appreciate the reviews.
Seriously, you guys, so incredible. So to thank you, like we said, when we hit 200 reviews, we're gonna do a bonus episode, so be looking for a poll in Twitter and on Instagram for a few options to choose from, so you guys get to pick what the bonus episode is gonna be about.
So we'll let you know when that's coming, but that'll be soon. This is just so amazing that all this happened. Another thing that happened was Wasted on Me by Stevie Aoki featuring Jungkook and Namjoon was released, which we both believe that Jimin is also featured in this song.
Obviously, I think like he has backup vocals. There's like when they sing "Time" on the hook every single time.
Every time.
There's no one else it could be besides Jimin because Jungkook is already singing. It's distinctly his voice.
But especially on that hook part with the time when they sing "Time." Yeah, you can really hear it.
Yeah, but they don't really like say you're featured on a track if you're backup vocals.
Yeah, exactly.
But I loved this song immediately. And, like, historically, I've really loved any BTS song that Aoki has worked on. Like, Mic Drop Remix, The Truth Untold.
Truth Untold.
Seriously. So I already knew that I was going to love the style of this song before I heard it. But, like, the hook is so catchy. And the lyrics are really sweet. So I love it. I can't stop listening.
Yeah. Speaking of Steve Aoki, just putting this in there because this is another thing we forgot to mention. We have a new intro.
Oh yeah. we just slid it in there last week and didn't talk about it at all.
Some of you guys were like, wow, the new intro, like I love it. Like it's like super ravey.
It gets us like really hyped to record and like hyped to talk about BTS. So we like it. We hope that you guys like it.
So a guy named Dylan, who I know, he ended up doing that for us, and his huge inspiration is Stevie Aoki.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, we have to mention that we have a new intro.
Also, Burn the Stage coming to a theater possibly near you on November 15th. We both got tickets, me in Kansas City, you in St. Louis, and we're going. So we never talked about Burn the Stage, even though we said we were going to.
We really are going to do an episode on the movie. I think that'll be easier than doing like a series of episodes.
So we will. After we watch it, the next episode after that is going to be about the movie.
Yeah. Oh, we have so much going on. Okay.
Also, what the fuck? This has been floating around.
Yeah.
That apparently Jimin has said that he has a song that he wants to release before Mama 2018, which is like
this December.
Yeah. Really soon.
Yeah.
So have that.
And then on top of that, Jungkook has mentioned that he's been working on a mixtape, but some people think that's coming like by the end of this year too, which is I don't know if that'll happen, but oh my gosh, like that's the first vocal line mixtape we'll get.
Yeah. Oh. And Namjoon also recently said that Yoongi has some, quote, songs ready to go. So whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, so we got through that. That's like pretty much everything. I'm sure there's things here and there that we missed, but generally that's what happened over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So for today's episode, we decided to do something extra special since I just got back from my honeymoon and we've been on a hiatus for 2 weeks. We thought about it. We're like, before we go, we should do Jungkook's episode.
Right.
And then when we come back, we should do a ship.
Yep.
And that's why we're together.
For sure. So anyone who has not listened to a ship series before, how our ship episodes work is that we put all of the BTS members' names in a cup, we shake it up, and we randomly draw, and then whoever's name we draw, we ship them.
Yeah, we ship them.
Right.
And then we'll go and do research and then come back. And so for the first half of the episode, we talk about the romantic ship. And then for the second half of the episode, we talk about the friendship.
Right. And disclaimer, no ships are real. No ships are confirmed. Our purpose for this ship series is that shipping is just a part of fandom culture and K-pop culture, and it's really built in by fan service.
Yeah.
So every single possible ship is shipped by someone.
Yes.
So we just want to look and explore everything that there is about that ship, potentially romantically, potentially just friendship. Of course, friendship is there. But anyways, that's what we're doing. So if you don't like romantic discussion into ships, just skip ahead to the friendship part.
Yeah, the second half of the episode, and just enjoy that part of the episode.
Right.
Okay, cool. So let's see what ship we're doing.
Okay, the best part. The most, like, nerve-wracking part. Okay. Okay, I have the cup.
Okay.
You're the cup.
There it is.
All right.
Kayla goes first.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No.
Hoseok. Finally.
We have been waiting.
Oh my
god. Waiting for a Hoseok. That is insane.
Like, literally everybody is like, can you please do a Hoseok ship? Can you do Tusock? Like, something. But it's random. So.
It's just completely random.
Oh my god, this is awesome. Okay.
Oh, I'm excited to see who we get. Namjoon.
Oh.
Namjoon.
Ooh, this is not a ship that I know about.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is Namseok.
Oh, Namseok.
Namseok.
This is gonna be good.
This is a good friend one, but I feel like it could be good romantic too.
Yeah, I've never looked. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Amber and Sarah really are gonna flip.
Oh, they are.
This is their biases. So.
Oh my god.
This is exciting. Okay. So we're gonna go do research.
Yep.
And then we'll come back, and then we'll let you know everything about that ship.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right. Bye.
Bye. And we're back.
We're back, guys.
From research.
Yep.
Whew. What to say about Namseok?
I love the ship. It's an underrated ship, for sure. This is like another Namjoon kind of thing. But I definitely see it more as bros, for sure. But also, the romantic ship is also kind of justifiable.
It's there. Like, we can find it online.
Yeah, and there's definitely people who ship them like that, for sure.
So, nicknames of them. Of course, Namseok. But Min Monhope was one.
Monhope.
94 line, of course.
94 line.
But also, these are like my favorite, like Dimple Duo.
The Dimple Duo. When we found that, I was like, that is too cute.
Too cute. And also, Rice Cake Duo. I don't know how like common this one is at all. But at one point, Namjoon said that they're like rice cakes because rice cakes are sticky and they stick together.
So cute.
So like Rice Cake Duo. Also the Byung-tae line, which
it means pervert line.
I was like, I saw this on a blog about them, and I was like, what is this word? I've never ever
Byung-tae
come across it. And so I googled it, and it said it means pervert. So they're like, we've talked before about like Namjoon and Hoseok being like
daddies.
But also, like the kinky ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So,
the pervert line.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. So we're first going to talk about them and as a romantic ship. And this was kind of difficult to find.
For sure.
At the beginning. It got easier, like...
Okay, listen. All day yesterday that we were researching and all day today that we were researching, most of the time, the majority of the time was spent earnestly searching to try to find some like romantic ship stuff. And we got a lot of friendship moments out of that, but like it was not until literally a few hours ago that we found a breakthrough and found some. Yeah, but it was hard.
Yeah, we found some good Twitter accounts that were pretty religious Namseok shippers.
Yeah. But this might be because recently we've been seeing a lot more Namseok.
Yeah.
With Bon Voyage 3.
Yeah.
Like, so many little moments and scenes that Namseok shippers are saying, they're feeding us. Like,
for sure. So, let's go ahead and talk about Bon Voyage then.
Sure.
Bon Voyage 2 and 3, really, they really kind of shine a little bit more in these. So, Bon Voyage 3... so the most recent one in Malta. So Namjoon, they went out Namjoon and Hoseok went out to get, like, beers together, which we discovered is kind of like a thing between them.
Yeah.
But they went out and got beer together, and Namjoon was, like, all sweaty. And Hobie, like, wiggles his eyebrows at him and says, Namjoon, you look sexy. And it makes Namjoon smile, like a huge smile.
Yeah.
And then he kind of pats Hobie on the back.
Yeah. And that part's, like, really cute. And so, like, we can take it as, like, a romantic. If we're thinking
I think you
romantic
could so take
minded.
it romantically. Yeah.
And also one of the cute moments was that there was a bubble coming out of one of their beers, and Hoseok asked what it was, and Namjoon said, "My love."
It's so cute. Another thing with Bon Voyage 3 is that they're sharing a room together, and they're two, like, twin beds, but they're really close to each other. There's, like, maybe a foot or, like, a couple inches between the beds. Yeah. And one thing that happens that's really cute is J-Hope is on his phone, and Namjoon, like, wanted to see what was on his phone, so he laid across the beds, and he, like, put his head kind of in Hobie's lap just so he could look at the phone with him.
Yeah, and it's really, like, the picture is really sweet because he's, like, his body is across this gap. Like,
yeah.
you know, it's just cute. Another really
but
cute
it's coupley.
moment. It's coupley.
Uh-huh.
It's for sure coupley, like the closeness. Another really cute moment is when, this is also Bon Voyage 3, and Namjoon is on the flyboard, which is that water jetpack, like,
water
for your
jetpack.
feet. And
it's cool. It looks really hard.
it's really cool. It looks really hard. Like, how the fuck do they...
How do you keep your balance?
How do you make water spray straight down?
Yeah.
Enough for you to go straight up and keep your balance. Like, I don't know, but people do it, so... Hoseok cannot help but to say repeatedly over and over to himself, like, oh, he's so cute. Like, he looks so cute.
That Namjoon looks so cute out on this water jet thing.
Which, we recently discovered pictures of this moment, and this was, like, we freaked out. It was on our Instagram story, Namjoon's thighs. Like,
Namjoon's thighs. I knew they were thick. I did. Yeah. I knew that he, like, works out and stuff. But seeing the bare skin, I was like, what?
Yeah, in, like a wetsuit.
Bulging. Like,
what's
bulging.
Going, like, and you know, like, I'm a legs, like, some people like arms, some people like chest, back, whatever. I like legs.
Yeah.
So, like, I was dying. Like, oh my god. Had to mention it.
Yeah, had to. Yes. So, in Bon Voyage 2, this is when they're in Hawaii. And... they kind of go to a shopping center. It looks like they were just kind of shopping together, which it's really cool to go back and look at Bon Voyage 2, because I went to Hawaii, so I'm like, oh, they're in Waikiki, or oh, they're, like, at an ABC store.
Yeah.
But they're coming out of, like, a shopping center, and they, like, hold hands together, and I think they're talking about going and getting a beer, that's something that they want to do together, but they haven't gotten to.
Yeah.
So that's why it's even extra special that in Bon Voyage 3 they actually did that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And also in that moment, like, they both say, like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, and then they stop holding hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, but it was so cute.
Really cute.
And then... yeah, when they fulfilled it, that's sweet. Okay.
Another thing that happens in Bon Voyage 2, and I think this is kind of a big deal because I think about how Taekook wrote their names in the sand, like Taeyoung did it. Hobie and Namjoon wrote their names in the sand, and that was really cute.
Yeah. Okay, so this moment is, like, something that I think is really cute, really sweet, and I think that it's coupley.
It's so coupley.
It's so coupley.
It's so, like, adorable.
So, run episode 46, BTS goes and makes pottery. And at one point, Hoseok comes up behind Namjoon and is, like, putting his arms around him, like a total Ghost moment. Like that movie Ghost from, like, the 90s, before I was even born, or I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen it.
Me neither. But Patrick Swayze in the movie, before he dies, he's, like, murdered. Okay, spoiler. But, like, we should watch it, because,
We probably should.
But he, like, is in love with this lady, and one of them makes pottery, okay? He has his arms around her, and he's, like, guiding her. It's really beautiful, and, like, a song is playing, like the my love, my darling. And like after he's murdered, he comes back as a ghost, and I think they probably do that when he's a ghost. Like, you know,
but yeah,
like,
it's like a very iconic scene though, where he's behind her, like helping her do the pottery.
Yeah. And Hoseok does this to Namjoon and starts singing the song "Oh My Love, My Darling," and he like grabs Namjoon's arms and just like kind of splats his hands on the mound of clay on the wheel, and it's just really cute and coupley, and
it's super coupley. I was like, we have to mention this moment because it's really adorable.
Yeah.
And Namjoon smiles really large too. Like you can tell, like he thinks it's super funny and goofy. Yeah. That's another thing about them is just when they're together, they really are such dorks together. Yeah. It's really,
they have like
they're
good
so
balance.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Good balance of like energy and like characteristics, like personality traits that tend to like lead their kind of behavior and attitude. And what really changed this, I think, for both of us when we were doing research, it was really hard to see any Namseok like romantic things. But
we tried really hard.
I mean,
we looked up like Namseok sexy, like
jealousy,
Namseok moments, jealousy.
We watched AUs, we watched comparisons with Veman. We want like we were on YouTube, like Google Amino. Amino didn't even have anything.
Didn't have like anything.
Wattpad
we had
was like,
we had a fair amount on Instagram, but then we found Twitter. And we found these perfect accounts. And so I came across like one of those 4-picture things on Twitter. And it showed like a picture of J-Hope kind of in the sun. Yeah. And then under like the next picture was like, it said Daydream. And it was like bright and yellow. And then the next picture, you know, was Namjoon. And it's kind of like a darker kind of lighting, like a blue lighting, and then the picture after that says Moonchild.
Yes.
And we're like, wow, Daydream, Moonchild.
Like, this, like, totally makes this ship for me. Like, Hoseok is the sun and Namjoon is the moon. Like, Daydream, Moonchild, like, they just complement each other so well. And just seeing all of these pictures, like, of them, like, being the sun and the moon, were so cute and, like, so sweet. And this was when we were, like, in love with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's just so neat that they both released in 2018. J-Hope released his first mixtape, and then RM released Mono, this playlist. And they're both so different.
Yeah.
And I was saying, like, they're both really vibing albums, but in totally different ways.
For sure. Can't wait to talk about.
I can't wait to talk about Mono.
Yeah. Other things that we noticed on Twitter that helped us really, like, fall in love with this ship, like, just in more of a romantic way, was all of the fan art.
Yeah, there's really good fan art of them.
Yeah.
Really, like,
There's people out there who have obviously, like, been ARMY long enough or have seen it enough, looked for it enough, that are, like, hardcore Namseok shippers.
Oh, yeah.
And they have made, like, this beautiful fan art. It's so cute. Like,
yeah, so one of them, I loved this. It was another like Mono Hope World comparison kind of, and it was Namjoon holding, like, he was like standing in the rain. This is so typical for fan art, but it's so cute, and he's dressed kind of in these kind of grungy clothes, but then J-Hope is there with an umbrella, and it's like all the colors from Hope World.
Yeah.
And just seeing those two images collide together, I'm like, oh my gosh, I see it. That's so cute.
Yeah. Also, just have to say and add that Namjoon is daddy in every ship.
Really?
Like, that's what we saw too. Like, all of the real life pictures of them next to each other. Like, how is he bigger than everyone?
Yeah,
like,
he really, if you look at them next to each other, Hoseok looks so small, and Hoseok is not small.
No.
Someone tweeted, like, why does Namjoon make Hoseok look like a peanut? But it's true.
It's true. And he just, like, that's really sexy if you think of, like, that concept. But, I mean, that's, like, all we have
really
for romantic.
I mean, it's still a fair amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it a little bit. When you look at the friendship, though, just as friends, it's just such a beautiful ship.
Yeah.
And their friendship is so... I just love it. I love looking at the dynamics of all of them, like all the members, because they're all so different.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this dynamic between them.
Yeah. I find it more difficult to find, like, real romantic. Like, with other ships that we've looked at, like, you could really convince yourself, if you wanted to, really go all in and convince yourself, be like, this ship is 100% real.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in this ship. And that's, like... crazy. Like, that's how much information there is about that one that you could convince yourself that something is real that isn't. And with this one, it's like, we're not getting there, like, at all.
We had to dig a little deep, too, which also made it a little frustrating.
But it just doesn't, with some of these, it's just, like, clearly, like, they don't do skinship.
No,
they're not,
that's a big part of
people.
it. Yeah,
that's a big part.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of those moments that you would see with other ships, like, V-Men, so much skinship, so much, like, touchy-feely.
I will say, like, if you want to look at them in a romantic light, like, all of those videos of them together that we saw, we didn't mention them, but just, like, randomly you'll see them together and they, like, smile really large together. Yeah. And they'll look at each other a fair amount. And a lot of times for interviews or when they're, like, upstage getting awards, they're usually right by each other because they're both kind of leaders in the group. Well, really, they are leaders in the group. But seeing them smile at each other is like, ooh, like, okay.
Yeah, because that
they
can
look genuinely
show,
happy together.
Yeah, that can show, like, relation closeness. Yeah. And, like, they say that when you laugh, you look at the person that you feel, like, really close to. And, like, when they do laugh and turn to each other and smile, then their smiles get bigger, like, in the middle of the laugh, which is really, like, that's undeniable. Yeah. That's, like, chemistry or strong relationship right there.
Okay, so let's talk about the friendship. Okay. Because we have a good amount of moments for this.
So, most Namseok shippers call this a bro TP, which...
I've never heard that
I've never heard this, but I love it. I love it for
too.
them, and I love this term because it is, like...
It suits them perfectly.
True, for sure.
Bro TP.
Yep. So, like, they say that a lot of their moments are off-screen and that they're, like, always together, but it's not necessarily for the camera.
It's not really on display.
Yeah. But I feel like sometimes you could say that would be, like, a real genuine friendship because maybe some of, you know, a lot of the stuff that we see on camera is, like, might be producers telling them to do this or that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just reality. So, if, you know, you can tell that they're strong friends, like... Yeah. In the background. Yeah.
So, one of my favorite moments of their friendship, of course, is from Bon Voyage 2. A lot of Bon Voyage moments for them. But in the second one, when they're in Hawaii, I don't know if they lost some game or something and they had to do this, but they had to run out into the ocean together. And they both just, like, clasp each other's hands and they just shout, "Our friendship forever." And then they run out into the ocean.
I love that moment. It's just really cute. Like,
our friendship forever.
Our friendship forever.
It's adorable.
One of my favorite friendship moments from them is, of course, from Bon Voyage 3 in Malta. This is when they, like, go to the mall together and... they lose hella shit, like...
So much shit.
Hoseok misplaces or, like, forgets his phone. Namjoon misplaces his money. And then, like, Hoseok forgets his shopping bag at the Lego store. But they bought, like, cute Legos that are supposed to look like them.
Yeah, like, resemble them.
Yeah, like, their outfits for that day. And they were sitting at, like, a little white table, like a cafe table. And they took a picture, like a selfie with them and their little Lego people, which was really cute. And it was just, like, a funny day of them, like, losing shit. And just...
It was just them hanging out and just having a good time.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened in Bon Voyage 3... which this I saw this retweeted a lot on Twitter, was they were walking and they noticed, like, a river there in Malta, and one of them said that it reminded them of the Han River in Korea, and so they also said it reminded them of the early days, so pre-debut, debut,
which
like,
we
babies.
know. We
So
know
young.
what we found out during this research is that there was a lot of Namseok moments during pre-debut and debut.
Yeah.
And they were, like, apparently really close at this time.
And I could see that. Yeah. Especially just the rap line and really the young line. I feel like we're super close, especially during pre-debut. But anyways, they said it reminded them of the early days. So they reenacted one of the early day pictures of them together, kind of sitting on these, like, concrete blocks a little bit, and they kind of had their legs sticking out.
Yeah, like the same kind of pose. Seeing the pictures side by side is just like, wow. Like that's what, not only in the lens of Namseok being like, wow, this is really cute, like how much how far they've come as friends, but also just like BTS.
Exactly.
You know, like very cool. So I feel like that could be romantic.
It
like
could
if
be
you wanted to
argued
talk about
romantic,
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
So another thing that kind of we just found super interesting, and this kept coming up repeatedly, especially on YouTube, was Festa 2016. And Hobie said that he was 99% close to RM, but there was this 1% weirdness.
Yeah.
Which is just strange to hear.
Yeah.
And Namjoon, he looked a little taken back by this, and then Yoongi said he had it too, and that he said it's because of the story between them, or just like there's something.
Yeah.
And it just got us to think, like, why this 1% weirdness, but 99% closeness.
Yeah. And Hoseok, in another interview that we could not find the exact video, but it had a VLive Plus like logo on it, but we just couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's definitely somewhat recent, like 2017, 2018.
Yeah. He said that he has lived with Namjoon for 6 years now, but still doesn't know him much. And that's when he said that. So it's just, like, interesting to hear him say that. And then also in a Festa to say 99% close, 1% weirdness. Where does that weirdness come from? And additionally, was it this year or last year?
With Namjoon's resolution?
Yeah.
I don't know what year it was, but it was some new year.
Well, one new year, recently, Namjoon's New Year's resolution was to get to know J-Hope more. Yeah. So it's just interesting. And we couldn't really find, like, a source or, like, a reason for it. Yeah. We know, like, they're both 94 line, and, like, but they're both, like, leaders in their own way in the group.
We'll kind of talk about it later, but we kind of think it might be that Namjoon is the leader of the group, and they're the same age. But then also, Hoseok is the dance line leader. Yeah. And he's the leader of dance, really, for the whole group. So just maybe that might be, like, where the weirdness comes from, or who knows.
Yeah, not sure.
But the point is, he's 99% close to Namjoon.
Yeah, which we're focusing on the 1% right now. But it's like 99% close.
It's just interesting. It's kind of a reoccurring theme where they talk about this awkwardness between them. Yeah.
But super close friends, obviously, from that. Something that we both loved this video. It's so cute and fun. And this is the BTS fan meeting, Volume 3 in Tokyo, making J-Hope and RM mission. So they each have a mission in this that they have to complete, that the producers, like, tell them you have to do this or get someone to say this, and nobody obviously knows. Yeah. So Hoseok's mission was to have someone ask him to marry him, and he's, like, going around, like, saying, like, I'll do your laundry, I'll cook for you, I'll clean for you, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, and nobody figures it out.
No one's catching on. No one. He's really kind of picking on Yoongi at this point. He's, like, giving him a back massage and stuff, and no one's catching on. But then Namjoon finally does, and he said, he asked him to marry him.
Yeah, he just goes, like, will you marry me? Yeah. And of course, then, like, Hoseok gets super excited because he's like, yes, you got it. Like, but it was just cute. Like, obviously they knew it's, like, a game that they're meant to play and it's supposed to be cute, like, fan service. But at the same time, like, they had fun with it together.
They totally had fun with
it. They totally, like, their laughs and, like, their body language and reaction to each other was so, like, genuine. Yeah. And it was just fun to watch. Yeah. Yeah.
So adding on to that, this is the same video. And Namjoon goes to draw his mission. And what I just love about this too is there's all these different colors for him to pick from, the different cards, the different missions. And he purposely chooses the green one because he knows that's Hoseok's favorite color. So he grabs that one, and then his mission is to get someone to feed him. And so he goes out there, and he kind of is, like, pretty much directly going to Hoseok.
Yeah,
it's
he's,
kind of like
eyeing him.
Yeah, it's like he knows that Hoseok might catch on to this and, like, would do it for him because he asked him to marry him. So he goes over to Hoseok, and he says, hey, wasn't it nice that I, like, asked you to marry me? Or, like, something like that. Like, some way to, like, cue him. He's like, I should be able to, you know, I should get to feed you or something like that.
Yeah.
And Hoseok is just cracking up. Like, J-Hope thinks this is so funny. And so Namjoon, and of course he agrees to it. So Namjoon picks up, like, a strawberry or something and feeds it to J-Hope. And this is just such a cute moment for them. I mean, even though it's a mission and stuff, J-Hope is so giddy and cute and so excited about what's happening.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to pick up, like, what he's supposed to do as Namjoon's mission. And so he figures out that he's supposed to feed Namjoon in return.
Yeah.
So he feeds him too. And Namjoon does his scrunchy face. I'm just saying.
I know.
I know, you're, like, reserved for Jimin only.
But he does, and it's really cute.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, a super cute moment. And again, like, they have fun with it, and they're totally feeding off of each other and, like, on the same wavelength to be able to figure it out.
Absolutely.
You know? Like, why would... Nobody else is getting it. Nobody else gives a fuck about what Hoseok was doing. And
I don't even know what anyone's doing in that room. Like, they're all just lounging.
Yeah, but Namjoon got it.
Yeah.
And then, like, Namjoon, who does he go to? Because he knows they're gonna get it and understand and, like, get his cues. Hoseok.
Yeah.
Like, they're obviously close.
They're definitely close.
So close. And I just, like... Just because we're talking about them being close, I was reading, like, a bunch of blogs earlier, like, on Wattpad and, like, any other random website I could find, and it really talked about the closeness of Hoseok and Namjoon.
Yeah.
Like, there was some, like, polls before that people had talked about, like, who's the closest members in BTS, and a lot of people are, like, saying, if you're being honestly,
yeah, you're being straightforward about it.
Not talking about, like, ships or whatever, but if you're just being, like, realistically,
who's close,
Namjoon and Hoseok,
for sure,
like,
definitely.
Yeah.
And so actually, before I was really into BTS, like, when I was just starting to get into BTS, I truthfully thought that Namjoon and Hoseok were just, like, super good friends. And I didn't even know what ship culture was yet.
Yeah.
I had no idea what ship culture was at the time. I just thought, I like those two together. Like, I just thought they were good friends, that they were really close in the group. And now, kind of as time has gone on, I haven't, like, really looked at them all that much, I guess. But I still truthfully believe that they are just super close.
Yeah. It's, like, it's interesting just, like, that it was before you were into them at all, before you even knew
It's
what
like
it
an
was.
outsider's perspective, really,
Almost.
because I wasn't fully immersed in BTS at the time.
But, like, you just look at them and you're like, they look like real, genuine, like, friends. Like, they're close.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I feel like we kind of rediscovered that. Something else that Namjoon said is that Hobie is like water, really like water, and having him around really, quote, puts him at ease.
Yeah.
And he said that in Burn the Stage. And this is, like, really sweet because it's like that person that can, like, calm you down or help you out or, like, whatever. And this could also be taken romantically, but I think just at face value, Namjoon is a very philosophical person when he speaks, especially when he speaks about other people. Like, he really says his words with care. So I feel like he meant to say this, and he meant to mean it as, like, a compliment to, like, the type of person Hoseok is.
Yeah. Which I can agree with. I mean, Hobie just seems so relaxed all the time and kind of super easy to get along with. I feel like if I were to hang out with him, I would just feel comfortable and at ease. And I love how Namjoon said that about him.
Yeah. And again, that, like, just makes me think about the sun and the moon thing
Yeah, they
again.
balance each other very well.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
completely.
We've said this before, Namjoon is very, like, introspective and can be, like, I don't know, not
brooding. It's
brooding,
not. It's not that he's necessarily just, like, sad, but he faces the sadness and he lets it. He absorbs it and he thinks about it and he
gets caught up in
tries to
it
fix
a little
it.
bit.
Yeah, and
having J-Hope, just this, pure ray of sunshine. Yeah, I'm I'm sure he just loves it.
Yeah.
And appreciates having him in his life so much.
God damn it.
Why do we do this? This happens every time we get so emotional.
We just get here. Also, just during the Love Yourself tour, between Trivial Love and DNA, Hoseok is the one to put Namjoon's checkered jacket to, like, help Namjoon into it.
Yeah.
And this is just really cute and kind of adds to, like, their friendshipness. Like, he's like, I got your back type thing.
Yeah. It's powerful.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I really was just kind of like, this is amazing when I saw it, really, because Namjoon during Trivia Love, he's got that robe, that, like, duster or whatever on, and he looks amazing in it, and he's going around the stage, and he's just feeling the audience, and the audience is feeling him, and he takes off that robe, but then right before they go into DNA, you see J-Hope, there's also a really powerful figure, too, come up behind him and put the coat on his back, the jacket on his back, and, like, something about that is, so cool to see.
Yeah. Just wonderful. Like, it's really cool to see. Like, they are, like, power friends or power couple.
Yeah.
Like,
That's another, I forgot to say that for romantic. When we started looking at pictures of them together, they look like a power couple.
Yeah.
If they were together, they would be a freaking power couple.
They look really good together.
Yeah.
Like, just their style. Like, we saw a ton of pictures of them out, like, in Malta and taking a walk and just, like, they just look good together.
Yeah, they complement each other well.
Very well. Like,
they're both tall, but, they also just look confident, and they're both these leader figures of BTS.
Yeah. So I feel like we should get into some of their dynamic because we're already kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Like, talking about that they're both leaders in BTS, I think is something that really contributes to the type of friendship that they have.
Yeah, their connection.
Yeah.
That is something that they can connect with each other that none of the other members really can relate to, because they have to take on these leadership roles.
Yeah.
And imagine how much weight that is on your shoulders.
Yeah. And, like, Namjoon says this in an interview, but, like, they also just talk about the fact that Namjoon is, like, the leader of the group, and Hoseok is the leader of the dance line, and also Namjoon is kind of, like, the rap leader. So they both have, like, obviously prominent roles. And so while we were researching, we got into a discussion about the types of leaders they are.
Yeah.
And just kind of thinking that maybe that's why there's that 1% weirdness between them.
And this is so subjective.
Yeah.
This is not factual at all. This is just us talking.
Yeah.
And we're like, maybe the weirdness between them is because they are leaders in the group, but maybe they have different leadership styles, or they go about conflict different ways.
Yeah. And the
or
fact
teaching
that
style.
Yeah,
really,
teaching
too.
style, learning style, and just also, like, I feel like they have different logic styles, different ways that they might approach making music differently, or producing or writing lyrics differently, and that can just be different.
Yeah, or they just don't agree on everything, which is understandable.
Realistic.
No one does.
For sure. So basically, just the type of leaders that they are can be different just based on the way that they think and the way that they approach things, and that's so normal in a friendship or in any type of relationship, but we think maybe that's where that 1% of weirdness was coming from.
Or that they're just, another thing is they're the same age, and I mean, Namjoon is the leader of the group.
Right.
So there's this respect that Hoseok has to have for Namjoon, even though Hoseok's kind of like older, but not by
Hoseok,
much.
he is older. Hoseok was born in February. Namjoon was born in September. So that's a decent gap in age. And also, I think because Hoseok was born in February, he went to school a year before Namjoon did. So, like, he was a year ahead of him in school. But then they're also kind of leadership roles in this group, and Namjoon even has, like, a bigger position as, like, leader of the group, as that title.
Yeah, but despite these kind of maybe differences in their personality and leadership and whatnot, when they interact together, I just feel like they have so much respect for each other that they're super close.
I think over time they, like, have become a very strong unit in the way that they, like, divide up, like, dance and rap stuff, and, like, the way that they kind of internally lead the group and delegate. I feel like that really comes through in their friendship now because they are so close. Like, seeing them going out to get beers in Malta, like, what they must have talked about, just, like, as two people having that position in the group, and but also genuine friends. And I think that they're truly able to understand each other in a way that maybe other members of the group who don't have those leadership positions that are so important, like, and they do.
Sometimes I say, like, it's on a different level, but it could be just, like, they have a similar perspective on some things.
Yeah.
And I feel that they can connect in a way that, like, maybe Hoseok and Jimin might not be able to, or whatever.
Right. Because they're not, like, the skinship type friends. Like, they really are, like, bro TP.
I love the bro TP.
Me too.
That perfectly describes them.
Yeah.
And seeing them go get beers together like that, and just talking.
But, like, what they must have talked about.
Exactly.
Because we know, like, they're both lovers of literature, which is...
This is something we were like, wow, this is totally something they have in common.
Yeah. To me, this is something that contributes to their friendship and, like, the probably depth of their friendship and their understanding of each other, because we know Namjoon is super philosophical and, like, he wants to talk about the why, and he wants to understand, and he just likes to do that.
And his lyrics are very inspired from literature he has read. Yeah. And we know that he loves reading books. Yeah. Like Namjoon, he really does. Yeah. He's so intelligent.
And Hoseok, his dad is an English teacher. So he, you know, he also grew up, like, kind of in that world of literature and reading and appreciating. So we just think maybe they can connect on, like, a deeper level because...
And it's not like a book club kind of thing where they're, like, talking about the story. Maybe a little bit, but you can tell that they would talk about some meanings of the book or the different...
I think they just might understand the world in a similar way. Yeah. You know, and that can be, like, something that connects them differently than maybe other members. Yeah. But I just... And Namjoon can't speak highly enough of Hoseok.
Really?
Like, we have...
And the other way around.
And the other way around, too, like, with Namjoon being the leader. But I don't remember what video it was, but at one point, Namjoon is sitting across from Hoseok, and he's saying, like, I, like, really appreciate you, and I really respect your professionalism, and I aspire to be like you. Like, saying that to Hoseok, which is, like... Wow.
Yeah, he also said that if he was to pass on the leadership role, that he would pass it to J-Hope. And
we also know that J-Hope helps out during interviews. Like, he will take a lot onto him, like, to respond to questions or to, like, just be energy and excitement, which is, like, another thing that it seems like Hoseok is supporting Namjoon, and they're, like, helping each other out, and they have this dynamic.
Yeah. And this is something Namjoon has also pointed out is, I forgot what video it was, but he ended up saying that Hoseok really does speak out a lot during interviews, and that's kind of his role sometimes. But in America, he's the only one, Namjoon's the only one who knows English. So he has a lot of pressure on him to do the majority of the interview and to talk the most. But, I mean, you see J-Hope, like, on Jimmy Fallon. Did you see him dancing on that? Yeah. I mean, he's just so charismatic and out there. And
he's just always there.
Yeah, exactly.
To add something in and be ready.
Yeah, and I think that, like he said before, that J-Hope brings him puts him at ease a little bit. So I could see how if J-Hope did something like that during Jimmy Fallon, that Namjoon would be like, okay, like, feel a little bit more comfortable. Like, I can do this.
Wow. I love them. Like,
they really are a great pair.
Yeah.
Very good friendship.
I feel like very strong, true, genuine friends.
Yeah.
Not friends for camera's sake or whatever. Just general supporters, genuine supporters of each other in, like, their roles that they have and all of the work that they have to do, all that they take on, and also just kind of, like, talking and working through life as, like, good friends. Like, after this, I feel like they're, like, best friends.
I feel like they're going to be each other's best friends to the day they die. Yeah. I mean, stay in contact forever.
They're going to be like those really old men that, like, every, like, Sunday afternoon or something, they're like, I gotta go to this cafe. They're gonna go to Jin's restaurant.
And,
like, sit there and talk for, like, hours. Like, you know.
And obviously, I feel that they will all be close when they get older. But these two, I mean, especially with having this leadership role... But also, they've produced music together and written songs.
Worked together so much. Grown together so much. Like, Hoseok and his rapping, Namjoon and his dancing.
I wonder how much Namjoon contributed to J-Hope's style or helping him learn how to rap.
Or helping him, like, figure out his style.
Exactly,
And,
yeah.
or, like, how much Hoseok contributed to Namjoon's improvement in dancing and really, like, his confidence. Because what I've seen, like, we talk about this with Jin also, but their confidence in their dancing over the years really contributes to, like, how amazing they are.
Yeah.
And, Hoseok seems like that person that can instill that in someone.
Definitely.
So, overall, I love this ship.
I do too.
I think, I'm confident saying, like, I don't see it romantically really at all. Like,
Me
if I'm
either,
being
but
honest.
yeah.
We really tried for, like, any of you Namseok shippers out there, like, anybody.
We respect your...
Just to give it a fighting chance. But this is another one of those where we just didn't really...
But, every ship is
different.
as valid as the other, honestly.
Yeah.
Really.
But also, like, I think what's cool about this ship series is that we really do try to find...
We really do,
real stuff. So, like... It's cool to see and really examine, like, BTS's dynamic and find out through whatever research we can find. Not to say that it's one truth, like, for sure or anything, but, like, it's cool to work out the inner working dynamics of BTS a little more.
I really love hearing and reading about other armies' perspectives of the ships. And just seeing all these tweets and everything they had to say about Namseok, I was like, wow, I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Or, just seeing... their perspective on it or what they think of the ship. I'm like, wow. There's so many, it's just so cool how everyone kind of sees them differently, but also in the same kind of light. There's no doubt that these two are really close friends.
Yeah, really close, genuine friends who, like, just truly enjoy each other. And, like, I don't, we've said it all. Like, I don't know what else I could say about it. Like, but...
I think it's an underrated ship.
I think so. Underrated friendship style.
Yeah, no one really talks about Namseok, I feel like. I don't see it ever.
We had to look up the ship name.
Yeah.
Like...
Except Bon Voyage 3, they really are... They're active on that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Which is, like, something we haven't seen much of at this point.
We need to watch it.
So that's... I feel like... Maybe
I'm going to fall in love with Bon Voyage 3. I know it because I fell in love with Bon Voyage 2. I just haven't started watching it yet.
We gotta watch. We should watch.
We should.
Okay. Well, I overall love this ship.
Love it.
Friendship for sure. Bro TP.
Yeah.
Close, beautiful friends. If you liked this episode and if you've liked any of our other episodes, like, thank you for being here. Seriously. We love having you and we love that you listen and that you talk to us and that we become friends on social media, which you can do on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Just look us up. Our links for that is going to be in the description of this episode. Yeah. You can also support us in a different way if you'd like to become a supporter on Patreon or on PayPal. You can do that at patreon.com/standingbts or paypal.me/standingbtspodcast. And, of course, find links for those in the description also.
Also, for our Patreons, we are going to be putting up Patreon content for our patrons.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, should we tell them?
Yeah, let's tell them.
Okay, so we decided for this ship series, when we were researching yesterday, we recorded some of our research and some of our reaction and some of our, like, discussion.
Yeah.
So if you become a patron on our Patreon, then you will be able to hear all of our background discussion or, like, just reaction to videos.
Yeah, it's kind of just a behind the scenes researching for a ship episode.
Yeah, which we were, we just thought maybe you guys might want to hear, so we're going to put it out there. Yeah. So, again, you can find...
And we have patrons, so I'm like, we need to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited.
And I ordered a thing for my windshield to hold my phone. So I'm going to start doing, like, fun videos of, like, reacting in the car to BTS or, like, just singing or dancing along or whatever on my commute to and from work. And I think those will probably be on Patreon also.
Yeah, and I'm about almost halfway done with my fanfic.
Girl.
So be looking for that coming probably in the next couple months.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right, well, you can find links for all of our social media and our Patreon in the description.
In the description.
Thanks for listening, and thanks for standing BTS.